Hello everyone, welcome to the electromagnetic engineering lecture series. In the last lecture we have seen the problems on the Coulomb's law and we have seen some charge configuration. Also we have seen the problems on the charge configuration. So what was the charge configurations was there? So charge configurations like a sheet charge, line charge and the volume charge. So we have seen the problems on the line charge, sheet charge. So line charge means there will be a line distributed and on that line you have to take a small part, and that with respect to small part we have to calculate with respect to that line charge, sheet charge and volume charge, we have to find out the force. So that we have seen in the last lecture. So today we are going to the main core part of the electromagnetic engineering, that is electric field intensity. So you can see here electric field intensity is given by this letter, that is E bar. So in this electric field intensity we will see some theorems, we will see some derivations. So for as you see that different charge configurations like Gauss law, then charge configuration like line charge, sheet charge and volume charge, that application you have to use to find out the electric field intensity around the surface or applications. So that we will see in this topic, that electric field intensity. This is not a new topic, this is in the first chapter itself, but it is a what we can extension of a Coulomb's law. In that we will see some Gauss law for the electric field intensity, that we will see in the further syllabus. So we will start with this electric field intensity. So electric field intensity, as I said, it is given by E bar. Now how it is related with the Coulomb's law? So what Coulomb's law tells you? Coulomb's law tells you about the force applied by the one charge to the another charge. So that is force. Suppose there is a Q1 and there is a Q2. Suppose these are the charges we have seen. So these are the two charges are there, Q1 and Q2. In the Coulomb's law we have seen that. So when the force are applied from the Q1 to Q2, so that is the force is given by F12. Okay, force by the Q1 on the force on the Q2. So that is F12 bar. So that is the equation of the Coulomb's law, that we have to find out the Coulomb's law. What is the Coulomb's law? Then F12 bar is equal to Q1 Q2 divided by 4 pi epsilon 0 as R12 square. So this is R12 bar, because this direction is from Q1 to Q2. I am repeating again. So Q1 to Q2, that is the direction of the that vector, that is R12 bar. Because vector, why we require vector? We require a direction. That's why we require a vector. So R12 bar, that is R12 square here, a R12 bar. That is unit vector. Unit vector, why we require unit vector? Because we require direction. In which direction you want to move. So that's why we require unit direction. A R12. That this is also you can write like A12 bar also. There is another way also to write the letters, unit vectors. So that is F12 bar, force applied. Okay. So next part. So now what is relation of the force to the electric field intensity? So electric field intensity is related with the force by means of that force applied of the charges. I will elaborate it. Suppose these two charges are available, okay, and suppose the Q1 is applying a force on the Q2. So that will emerge electric field will emerge inside this. Here electric field will emerge around this Q1. When this Q1 is applying a force surrounding on the Q2, that time electric field intensity will emerge across this area. That is called as, this field is called as electric field intensity. Now how to represent this electric field intensity? Electric field intensity is given by force per unit charge. Force per unit charge, force is given by, suppose this is force F12 bar, per unit charge. On which charge? This Q2 charge. Force per unit, that given charge. Where you want to calculate the electric field intensity? Force per unit charge, that is Q2, that is your electric field intensity. I hope you understand that what is electric field intensity. Electric field intensity is nothing but the force which is available around the surface or around that charge is called as the electric field intensity. So that electric field intensity is given by F12 by Q2. If you apply this here, what will happen? What will the only change will happen? This Q2 get cancelled. So I will write here Q1, Q2. I will write here 1 by Q2 because there is 1 by Q2 into. I am saying it is a not a cross. It is into Q1 Q2 divided by 4 pi epsilon 0 R by 2 square and AR12 bar. We don't have to do anything different. You just have it into the Coulomb's law. That same things you have to do here. Only your simplification or your calculation will reduce inside. If you see the mathematically, then you will understand that this Q2 get cancelled. What is remaining inside this into this theorem? Q1 divided by 4 pi epsilon 0 R12 square A R12 bar. So that is the way you can represent it. That is E bar. It's very simple. That is no difference from the force applied through the Coulomb's law. Just we have to reduce that. Where you want to apply the force, that we have to reduce it, or you don't have to consider. Suppose there is given that P charge is given and R charge is given. Okay. Suppose this is x1 given, y1 given, and z1 given. So Q2, x2, y2, and z2 we have given. So we have to find out the electric field intensity due to the point P onto the point R. Electric field intensity, that E bar, you have to calculate from P to Q, P to R. Then we have to, that direction will be R bar towards R, because we have to calculate the electric field intensity on the R. That's why E PR bar is equal to, what do you have to do? The charge available at the point P. Suppose charge available at the point P is Q. So I will apply here the Q. Remaining the same, 4 pi epsilon 0 R, that P to R. Suppose I will write like R square, AR square. Okay. So that is electric field intensity. It's very simple. Just you have to understand the concept. What is electric field intensity? That concept is very important. The force that the charge generates some force lines towards the Q2. That force lines is called as the electric field intensity. Okay. So that electric field intensity that you have to calculate by using this formula. Now this is for a point charge. That we have seen different charge configuration. Suppose they have given the point charge like Q is equal to 10 nanocoulomb. That time this formula will apply. When there will be a line charge, suppose there will be this is line charge will be there. Suppose there will be a surface charge will be there. Suppose there will be a sphere will be there. Then volume charge will be there. Then what will happen? Then what you have to do? So that time we have to change this formula. How to change that formula? How to convert that Q into the line charge? How to convert Q into the surface charge? And how to convert Q into the volume charge? That you have to see in this topic, that electric field intensity. And for that, each and every that line charge, shift charge, we have to do the derivation. And that derivations are very important for exam point of view. So in every exam there will be a question for 10 marks on that derivation. So definitely we will consider that derivation in the next part, in the next lecture maybe. So but on this point also they might ask the question on the 10 marks, the problems they can ask. So this is the electric field intensity, Q divided by 4 pi epsilon 0 r square AR bar. So that is the way, that is the way to explain this electric field intensity. Now we will see the problem on the electric field intensity. So we'll take one problem on this. Before going to, we have to find out some superposition theorem in the superposition theorem into electric field intensity in E bar. Superposition theorem into the E bar that we have to see. What is meant by superposition theorem and what superposition is doing inside the electric field intensity? You might have studied superposition theorem into the network theorem, but it is not necessary that in the network theorem itself you have to use the superposition theorem, because all the other mathematical terms may require a superposition theorem. What is the concept of superposition theorem? Superposition theorem is you are applying the force or multiple forces at a single point. That time you have to calculate one by one, and at the last you have to add them. Same we were doing in the network theorem also. We were calculating the current for every loop, and at the last we were doing addition of all the currents. So or the voltages depend upon what was the requirement. So by that way we were calculating in the network theorem. Same we have to do in superposition theorem inside this electric field intensity. Inside the electric field intensity, you have to calculate by adding all the electric field intensity applied on the test charge. Test charge means suppose there is a P charge is given, then S charge is given, and T charge is given, and you have to apply. You have to find out the charge and the suppose I will take T. You can take as a test charge. You can say we have to find out the electric field intensity at this point. So we have to find out, this is called as a EP bar. From this S, you can call it as a ES bar, and from this T, you have to calculate this. Sorry, T is repeat again. I will use V here. So from V to T, that EV bar. So by that way we can calculate all the electric field intensities, and at the last we have to do addition of all. E bar is equal to EV bar plus ES bar plus EP bar. By that way we have to add all these electric field intensities at the last, that is E bar. So that is the way to explain this E bar. Now we'll move on to the next part. We will take problem. Point charge of 120 nanocoulomb. Point charge of 120 nanocoulomb are located at A. Are located at A 0, 0, 1. And B 0, 0, minus 1, and B 0, 0, minus 1. See carefully the problem. In a free space, what is meaning of free space? That is, they are given epsilon 0. Okay. Find E bar, find E bar at P, find E bar at point P 0.500, 0.500. Okay. And second, what single charge at origin should provide the identical field strength? So we will take that problem afterwards. Otherwise we will take the same problem. Suppose the charge, point charge available at origin and from that point we have to find out that electric field intensity. Okay, so similar charge will apply and same 120 nanocoulomb will be there, and we have to find out electric field intensity. So that we will see in the second point, but in the first point we will find out the E bar at point 0.00. Now in this electromagnetic engineering, as might be I have told you that imagination is very important. First of all, you have to draw the diagram. You should understand how to draw the diagram in a Cartesian coordinate system. I am not saying spherical or cylindrical, because Cartesian is the basic, and you require to draw, you to imagine, to draw the figure inside the Cartesian coordinate system. So always do remember this Cartesian coordinate system. There is the Z, Y and X. You can take any coordinate at any sequence, but there is the X, Y and Z. But we are going through the same coordinates, and with the books also they are given the same direction, so it will be no confusion. So that's why we are taking the same again and again. This X is out of the this X is out of the board, this Y is towards right side and Z is on upward side. Okay, so that is the way. This is the Cartesian coordinate system, 3-dimensional. Now we have to plot the points. We have to plot the points and find out A point. A point we have to find out. So where will be the A point? So just think about the A. Where will be A point? See the coordinates of the A point. Coordinates at the A point are 0, 0, 1. What is meant by 0, 0, 1? 0, 0, 1 means 0, X is 0, Y is 0 and Z is 1. So here X is 0, Y is 0 and Z is equal to 1. So that is, suppose here A point is there, 0, 0, 1. Okay, now next point we have to find out that B, 0, 0, minus 1. B we are getting at 0, 0, minus 1. What is meant by 0, 0, minus 1? So 0 means X coordinate is 0, Y coordinate is 0 and Z coordinate is minus 1. So I am taking here, suppose this is the minus 1, this is plus 1. So B point is 0, 0, minus 1. So these two A and B point, they have given the charge 120 nanocoulomb. Okay, so charge is where 120 nanocoulomb. Okay, here is also 120 nanocoulomb charge is available on these two charges. Okay, and we have to find out, due to these two charges, we have to find out the electric field intensity at the point 0.500. Where is 0.5 now? 0.5 on the x-axis. So suppose here will be a 0.5. Okay. And now taking exact scale, you have to do the exactly. You take exact scale. Why? We will require inside the next part of the electromagnetic engineering subject. Prefer the scale to write this 0.51. You will understand afterwards how it is important. So 0.5 is available here. And we have to find out electric field intensity due to these charges onto this, due to this B point onto this 0.5. Which point is this? P point. Okay, so this P point is there. On this P point, we have to find out this. Suppose I will take this E1 bar and this is E2 bar. Okay, E1 bar and E2 bar, I will say, will reverse this. This E2 bar and E1 bar, due to this positive charge, A point, E1 bar, due to B point, E2 bar. Okay, and we have to calculate one by one. We have to calculate first E1 bar, then you have to calculate E2 bar, then apply the superposition theorem. What is superposition theorem? You have to add this E1 bar and E2 bar. So that is the first problem. Okay. So this problem can ask for 10 marks. So 5 marks plus 5 marks. So we have to find out first E1 bar. What is E bar equation? Normally I will write the E bar equation. What is E bar equation? That is Q divided by, generally I am writing Q divided by 4 pi epsilon 0 R square A R bar. That is your E bar. Now what is here is a Q. Q is the charge from where you are starting with the electric field intensity. Means from here you have to calculate the electric field intensity, right, to this point. So this point you have to charge, you have to write here. Okay, here 4 pi epsilon 0 r square. Now you have to draw. Here is these are the r. Now from where to where? Direction will be from this A point towards this P point. Okay, so direction I am drawing here. See carefully. See the direction here. I will say this is R1 bar. Okay, so this is R1 bar, and what about this towards point P? This R2 bar. Okay, now I will modify this. I will say this is Q1 and this is Q2. Now put the values and modify this E bar, E1 bar. I will say E1 bar is equal to, instead of Q, I am or due to this A point I am calculating the electric field intensity. So Q1 divided by 4 pi epsilon 0, and that R becomes R1 square AR1 bar. Okay, so that is E1 bar. Now calculate first R1 bar. How to calculate R1 bar? You know the procedure, final minus initial. What are the coordinates of the point P? Point P coordinates are 0.5, 0, 0. Okay, so final minus initial 0.5 H bar, right? 0.5 minus 0, that is 0.5 H bar, 0 minus 0, and 0 minus 1 minus AZ bar. That is your R1 bar. What about the AR1 bar? We require that AR1 bar here. So AR1 bar is equal to 0.5 AH bar minus AZ bar divided by root of 0.5 square plus 1. Okay. So you do the calculation and tell me what is that 0.5 square. If you will calculate 1.12. So I will write directly. You do the calculation. 1.12. Okay. So that is AR1 bar. Okay. So now you have to calculate this AR1 bar. We have calculated. Now R1 square. What is R1 square now? R1 square is given by R1 square is equal to, so this mod is 1.12, so 1.12 square, 1.12 square is equal to, what is the answer? R1 square is okay, they are not calculated. You just calculate what is R1 square. I will just directly put the values. E1 bar is equal to Q1. What is the value of the Q1? Q1 value is given is 120 nanocoulomb. 120 into 10 raised to minus 9. I hope you can see this. Divided by 4 pi epsilon 0 is 10 raised to minus 9 divided by 36 pi. R1 square is 1.12 square, and AR1 bar is given by this equation. Now I will erase this. I'm writing here E1 bar is equal to Q1 is 120 into 10 raised to minus 9 divided by 4 pi into 10 raised to minus 9 divided by 36 pi. R1 square is 1.12 square into that unit vector is 0.5 Ax bar minus Az bar divided by 1.12. So you do the calculation for this. Okay, and tell me the answer. 10 raised to minus 5 minus 10 cancel, 5 get cancel. Do this calculation, and this calculation comes 768.72 0.5 Ax bar minus Az bar. E1 bar. Okay. That is your E1 bar. Now, here. Next, what you have to calculate? E2 bar, because for this, if you want to calculate the electric field intensity at the point P, you require E1 bar and E2 bar. Okay, but it is directly we can calculate the E2 bar because points are similar, just opposite to each other. 0, 0, 1, 0, 0, minus 1. So what is changing? Which coordinate is changing? So this constant is same. 768.72 is same. This 0.5 is also same. What about the Ax bar and Az bar? Ax bar here is changing or not? See, from this point to this point and this point to this point. So Ax bar is positive. Ax bar is positive for both, right? For this point A to for the E1 bar, x is a positive. This positive, you can see this direction. Positive. For this E2 bar is also x is positive. What about the z? Z, when you are calculating the E bar, the direction is minus, right? When you are calculating E2 bar, what will happen? The direction will be upward direction. Okay, so direction will be changed. Z will be going upward direction now. For the E1 bar, Z was downward direction, sign was negative. Now sign you have to change is what? Sign. So 0.5 Ax bar plus Az bar. And finally what you have to do? You have to just E bar is equal to E1 bar plus E2 bar. This you have to do. So that is the way you can calculate the E bar. So calculate E bar and then is the final answer if you can calculate. I am giving 30 seconds to calculate this E bar. I hope you are doing it. Very simple calculations. So I will write here 768 Ax bar. I hope all of you calculated this E bar. Now what you have to do for the second problem? Now first problem is done. What about the second? The point charge available at the origin with the same charge, means now all this you have to remove and you have to see here this x, y and z. Now this point charge is available at the origin. Okay, so point charge is available at the origin. You have to find out at point P 0.500. So at the point P, you have to find out the electric field density due to the point available at the 0. What is it? 0, 0, 0. I will give the name O. And you have to find out this R bar. Easily you can find out the R bar. So O point is given at 0.29 nanocoulomb. Due to this point O, you have to find out the electric field intensity at the point P, that is E bar. So you can easily find out. You can find out and tell me what is the answer. Okay, this is homework question. I have given many homework for you for every lecture, but from your side, no one is giving reply to me. So don't do that. You have to try these problems at your own. Otherwise, this subject is not that much simple if you are not doing homework regularly. And this subject is the basic of next subjects like antenna and radio propagation, microwave, optical communications. Or for all these subjects, you will require this subject. So this is the basic subject, and many more things. Many times you will require this subject for further studies or anywhere. Okay. So this subject, don't take it lightly. You have to do all the homeworks. I am giving you very simple homeworks. It will require hardly 10 to 15 minutes. So do this in a regular basis and tell me you are doing or not by sending the message. Okay. I appreciate Swapnil. Swapnil is giving the reply for the homework. So all of you should do that, and you have to study regularly. Only for the first few lectures you have given the response, but now you are not doing it. So one more problem I am giving for the homework. So problem is, determine the electric field intensity. Just calculate. Determine the electric field intensity E bar produced at a point 004 meter. Produced at a point 004 meters by the system of the charges comprising of Q1, that is 0.50 microcoulomb at 002